Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in December 2020. What is going on, Aquarius? How are you all doing? I hope that you are doing well. All right, Aquarius, welcome to the end of the year, end of the road for 2020. How you feel about it? I don't know about you. I'm kind of done with 2020. It hasn't been an awful year. It's actually been a fairly good year for me personally. But you know, just the whole vibe, it's been a little wacko and I'm just like kind of over that. So I'm ready to see what 2021 has to offer. But anyway, no matter where you are in the world right now, Aquarius, I hope you are safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love at this time. And if you are celebrating any of the holidays, happy holidays to you. So happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy winter solstice, anything that you're doing. If you're getting together and celebrating, please, again, be safe if you're choosing to do that. And if you are getting together, I hope it is a good time. Again, please be careful, take precautions, all right? No other announcements, really. I'm like thinking of, I might do something for New Year's Eve for the channel. So if I do, I'll probably announce it on my community page or over on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, check out the community tab, and a little bit, maybe like a day or two before New Year's Eve or something like that. I might be doing something, maybe. I'm really undecided. But other than that, no other announcements. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it for you, Aquarius. If you want anything from me, it's already in the description box. Timestamp is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there, as well as the link to my Instagram in case you want to follow me over there. Yeah, that's it. So let's get into your messages, okay? I want to see messages for Aquarius in mid-December 2020. Mid-December 2020, messages for Aquarius, please show me. Wow, why are you not shuffling well? You were totally fine 2 seconds ago. For Aquarius, please. It's a little sticky, a little sticky. 2 there. More messages, please. What else is there for Aquarius? Something flipped over. Oh, man. The energy persists across readings. Another tower. All right, so first card, well, first 2 cards came out were 4 of Swords, Strength, and the Tower card, Aquarius. Strength card, Leo, you might be dealing with Leo. If you're not, that's okay too. And then the Tower card also associated with, excuse me, secondary major arcana, so it's associated with Scorpio as well as Aries. Thank you. All right, so 4 of Swords, just to show you upright, or show you up close, I should say. Strength and the Tower. I feel like something's about to really like you or a situation or something is about to move. Yes, something is about to move, Aquarius. You or another person or the situation that you're involved in. It's going from being very stagnant, being very stuck, possibly in a long-term rest period with this 4 of Swords, and then out of nowhere, it seems, lots of movement, lots of action, and it might involve something that's volatile or upsetting or, like I said, sudden, so surprising perhaps to a certain degree. But I'm really drawn to the Strength card in the center for you, Aquarius. If it's you who's taking the action, or rather I should say, whoever's taking the action, they're being really obvious with it. They are very intentional with it with this Strength card. It doesn't feel like... this feels very like, I know what I'm doing, or even if I don't know what I'm doing, this is what I'm gonna, sort of place all my bets on. Like, all or nothing kind of energy is what this feels like. It feels really, if there's a risk involved, it's like no fear is coming through here. Where maybe there was caution before with this 4 of Swords, maybe there was like a time where someone was reflective and thinking about what to do next. Now, out of nowhere, they're going to do something. You or someone else that you're dealing with. I don't really know. It's a general reading. If you know you're going to take action, cool. If you're waiting for other people to take action, they might just do it, okay? Okay. They're giving me something else. Now, in the case, okay. Oh, okay. It's like something has to give here because the Tower is inevitable. Tower speaks to things that, like I said, are inevitable. They're not really avoidable when they show up in the tarot. So something here needs to be shaken up. Something here needs to be dismantled or changed in some type of way. A situation, a connection, a relationship, your attitudes or behaviors personally, whatever. But something here needs to be shifted. And if you or other people don't do it, the universe, aka God, aka, Jehovah, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, right? Whatever you believe exists above your head is going to take the reins and do it. You know what I mean? So if you or someone else is remaining stagnant and resistant, which is possible, as much as I said, I feel like somebody's going to be proactive. I think that plays for many of you. There's also a segment here where you or someone that you're dealing with or the situation that you're in is going to remain stuck. And if that's the choice, sometimes no action is still an action and no choice is still a choice, right? Or remaining in this quiet reflective period, which has its reasons. I don't know what this is for. I don't know who this is pertaining to or why this energy has come out, but it feels understood. Like, I don't think this is someone who is sulking and quiet and keeping to themselves or on a break or anything like that without reason. This feels understood, but it's sort of like it feels sort of like a snooze. Like, you can only hit the snooze button so long on an alarm before you're actually late for your day, for your appointment, for school, for classes, for work, whatever, So it feels like someone here has been hitting the snooze button for reasons. They have their reasons. They're tired, you're tired, whoever. But, life, circumstances, other people, excuse me, your responsibilities, the things that you're in charge of, they're not going to sit idly by and let you snooze the entire time, right? So that's for that group where it's less this energy. It's the lesser part of this energy for you, Aquarius, but it still does exist, that someone around you or you yourself is going to continue to hit that snooze button. And that's a choice to make. But life, like I said, and other people and other situations that are external to what's going on in the Four of Swords are going to move on. It's just, there's no avoiding that. Eventually the circumstances, the people, your own attitudes, your own behaviors, what have you, is bound to change. Now, I feel this is meant to be. I feel like this is like very guided, spiritually speaking. You may have manifested this change, whether you know it or not, Aquarius. Someone else in your situation might be manifesting this change. And I think this tower moments, like I said, are inevitable. They usually involve some type of dismantling or deconstruction of something. And sometimes we as readers and you as viewers of tarot might conceive that the tower is awful. Yours is not feeling that way, like even a little bit. Like, it might feel that way and it might be annoying, or it might, like I said, be sudden or shocking and like, oh, I didn't expect it. Like, that's the extent to how quote unquote bad this is going to be. I think it's different. I think it's unusual or sudden, and that could be the thing that throws you off, but I really don't feel like it's something terrible. A lot of times the tower can come across as a terrible incident or something that we really wanted to avoid or something that we really didn't want to incur or deal with. Bad breakups and like arguments and like, in my case, I had an accident. Okay. One of my tower moments in my life was an accident, right? And so I didn't want to go through that experience. My wallet definitely didn't want to go through that experience, but c'est la vie, looking back on it, I'm like, oh, that is exactly what needed to happen because it moved me along my path, right? So, but in your case, Aquarius, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like anything really foreboding and like, oh, be careful, watch out. I mean, in some of your cases, to be fair, it could come across that way, but in most of your cases, it doesn't feel like it's anything to be bothered about. I shouldn't say it that way, not to be bothered about, but like, it really doesn't feel negative, scary, hurtful. Tower moments can also be like like I mentioned a few times, changing of behavior, changing of attitudes, like that can be that can be a tower moment. You know, you might be in connection with friends or family or anyone else, and they're used to you being like this, kind of like out to lunch, hitting the snooze button all the time, and then one day you show up to work or you show up to wherever to engage with people, and now your attitude is more like the strength energy, where you're more proactive, you're taking control of the situation, you might be calling the shots where before you weren't calling the shots. And that is a tower moment in itself, a change in personality or a change in behavior, a change in certain behavioral traits, you know what I mean? So yeah, that feels good. I mean, I love a little glow up. I love when people get into their own power. If this is all you and it's not about other people, this is a glow up. It's going from stagnancy, kind of not laziness, but like really being checked out, really being like, you know, just like letting things go, or not being really riled up about anything, and possibly going through a little bit of healing, possibly also with the Four of Swords. And again, if this is you, it's a major glow up. You go from no action to all the action. You see what I mean? So let's see what else is happening for you, Aquarius. Let's see what other messages there are for you at this time. For Aquarius in mid-December, please show me. Okay, thank you. For Aquarius, please. Okay. Oh, wow. Again, this has been happening. Like, I'm usually looking for 2 or 3 cards on the next, you know, flop, so to speak. And they keep giving me 4 cards. Very interesting. All right, so take it like that. So Ace of Wands, 9 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Naked Heart. In this deck, the Naked Heart is the same thing as the Universe card. So, yeah, something that will be no more. This sounds kind of ominous, but that's what this is. You've got 2 aces, oh God, can't even talk. You've got 2 aces, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles, right? So new beginnings, fresh starts, you know, ground zero, build it from the ground up, which again, Tower has already dismantled something or is on the mission to dismantle something. That's what it does. It's going to do it. And then the 9 of Wands is sort of like, I feel like this is like a finalization of something. You know, we're getting something squared away, or thank you, or it's kind of like this chimpanzee, you know, he could be climbing on those wands, or he could be trying to like brace for the fall, or try to keep them from falling over on top of him, something like that. So there is sort of like this anxiety or worry about the ruckus that the Tower is creating. That's what that feels like with this 9 of Wands. There is someone, could all be self-contained within you, Aquarius. It could be, you know, multiple people if you're dealing with friends, family, lovers, whatever. But it really feels like somebody here for a minute is going to be like, oh, what's going on? You know, just like scatterbrained and like scrambled over what's happening. But on either side, as I laid the cards down on the table, there's a new beginning. Creatively, practically. Creatively, practically. New beginnings. Fresh starts. Yeah? And it might be kind of like dumb luck, if I'm honest. Because the 9 of Wands is something that we kind of give our best efforts towards. Sometimes not knowing any better, or sometimes thinking the best of a situation, the best of ourselves, the best of another person, whatever. And we sometimes can overstay our welcome in the 9 of Wands, right? So there could be, in some of your cases, Aquarius, there's like a holding on to something that needs to be let go of. And I already told you the Tower's going to come along and sweep that out of the way. As the Tower does that, sweeping this situation, this relationship, this job, this attitude, whatever it is, gets it out of the way, I feel like in a way, like I'm doing this cradling thing with my hands, it feels like this chimpanzee is like gently placed down on the ground. Instead of falling, presumably, like these wands could be like in the air or something, because, you know, chimpanzees are sometimes up in trees and stuff. So like maybe instead of falling harshly to the ground, there's like a gentle, landing for the chimp, whoever the chimp is, you, someone else, I don't know. And on either side is like an opportunity, two opportunities, maybe even more, or at least new relationships, new attitudes to kind of have, hobbies in some cases, because wands equal actions and pentacles represent things that we care for and we value in our physical place, in our material places and lives. So this could be going completely from like I said, an inactive space or an inactive phase with the four of swords into a lot of action, and that transition might be a little bit jarring. So let's say it this way, just to give like a practical example, right? Let's say someone was completely out of shape, or like really, 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 really needs to like get up off of the couch and, start working out, something like that. And then one day they just get up, there's like, okay, I'm going to start doing walks, and then maybe I'm going to start biking, and then after some time maybe I'm going to go to the gym, right? That all sounds well and good. That's the plan in their head. But to physically get up and do that, it's not going to come like easy like that. It's not going to be smooth unless like they have a previous workout routine. So we can like envision all kinds of like reality shows like The Biggest Loser or some crap on TLC. No offense to anybody. But something on TLC where it's like, oh, I'm like super, super obese and like I'm going to get my life together. But, it's that rocky first couple of steps. That could be the Nine of Wands, because that would be a struggle, right? Because the Nine of Wands, again, holds on to things, or can hold on to things beyond their limit. So in those programs where we're seeing people overcome their addictions, food addictions, drug addictions, what have you, people who overcome, whatever, it's not like the first time they do it, most of them just knock it out of the park. No, they're going to trip, they're going to fall, they're going to what do you call that? Relapse, they're going to fall back on, old behaviors and old addictions, right? And it takes time for them to eventually let it go. However, and again, it's because it's a reality TV program, right? So, and it's not to say people can't succeed outside of reality TV. They absolutely do. But on those shows, they've got people on either side of them and opportunities on either side of them, help on either side of them at every turn. So when you watch those shows, they've got doctors on call, they've got physicians, they've got therapists on call, they've got, addiction specialists, they've got their family, even if they've been estranged from their family because TLC's throwing a check at their mom or their mom and dad are going to show up. You know what I mean? So there's something that's helping this person, whoever is in the Nine of Wands energy, to release. That's why I feel it's like a more gentler drop to the ground, because the tower can be sudden. And I told you even before we got the clarifying four cards that the tower didn't really feel that upsetting. It might initially be that because it's different, but in the long run, it's not going to be hugely explosive. That's what that feels like. It's not going to be very explosive. Now, the final card amongst these four clarifiers, again, is the Naked Heart, aka, the World card. This is secondary major arcana for Capricorn. Could be dealing with one, but you don't have to be. So the Naked Heart, oh, that's interesting. So it's a heart. And I just spent a little bit of time talking about essentially like diet and exercise, right? So maybe some of you or someone you're dealing with has a health issue that needs to be taken care of, and they're going to get on a healthy regimen to improve their heart or their circulation or something like that. That's very interesting. But the world talks about, again, endings, particularly chapter endings in a book, right? It's not the end of the story. We're just ending the chapter. We're ending chapter 4. We're moving on to chapter 5. We're ending chapter 8, and we're going on to chapter 9, something like that. So I feel like there's a significant change point occurring in your life, or in a situation that you're involved in, a relationship that you're involved in, a connection you're involved in, what have you. And there would be something that's really enriching from this ending and everything that happened before this ending. Before this page turns, there is, I think, sort of like this is very interesting. I'm like sensing somebody on a train or traveling like on a car or something like that. And, just quiet, sitting in their seat. Maybe they've got their headphones on or something, and they're like looking out the window, or they're just like closing their eyes. And there's just this moment of reflection. thinking back on everything that happened before this moment. And somebody could be doing that, you know, traveling, or before they walk into a place, like, again, going back to like this idea of like changing your health regimen. So before you go and sign up for a gym membership, you're walking through the door and thinking of all the things you've done with your health up until this point and all the things that have led you to this point. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like a life is flashing before your eyes moment, but it's not, you know, it's not in that way of like you're dying, you know. That's normally when we use that cliche, but it's not like that. But it might sort of be similar because, again, this feels like a change point, Aquarius. This feels like a significant pivot point in your life or in someone else's life that you're dealing with, where basically once we turn the page and end this chapter, we're moving into a brand new plot point in the story. Like, there's just a totally new story within the same book. And that happens sometimes in certain books. You know, there's like a part 1 and then we get into a part 2 and it's a totally different story, and then we'll go back to part 3, which we're, you know, whatever. And I've been talking about book analogies for a while now in some of the readings I've been doing. So that's very interesting. Anyway, let's pause the video and pick up all those damn cards. How about that? 1 second, please. All right, guys. So a bunch of cards fell to the floor. There's way too many. I'm not going to read them because I wasn't really getting to what I wanted. I want advice for you guys. So, Jesus. There we go. Sorry about that. So let's get some advice for Aquarius, and then we're going to wrap up the reading, okay? So 1 card of advice for Aquarius, please. And then we're going to wrap this up for you all. And I need to get into the astrology of it. I know there's like I know something, what is it? A huge conjunction is happening on the 21st. And I think other things are happening in December. And I just feel collectively, for all signs, things are just getting shifted around. Things are getting wrapped up. Relationships are going out the window. And it's not me like, you know, wishing for that. It's just, I just feel it. People are just like, and that's the end of this. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's just get some advice for Aquarius in this situation. There we go. Advice for Aquarius in this current situation, please, in mid-December. What is the advice for Aquarius going forward? Well, it slid out. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to try and read it for you. Oh my God, what is this, 5? Lord. Innocence of Wands, aka the Page of Wands. Hanged Man energy, that's Piscean energy. In case you're dealing with the Pisces, you don't have to be. The Movement of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. The Heart of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And the 3 of Pentacles. So it looks like the advice I feel is to, 1, keep with your passion. Whoever's taking action, because there's a thinking about, there's a consideration with the Innocence of Wands, or the contemplation. Like, you see how like there's this radiation or some kind of beacon coming off of the end of that wand, and the fox is like, ooh, what's that? Right? So there's this spark. There's an idea, right? And it starts. It's like a little seedling in this person's mind. But then they get kind of caught up on it, right? They're like, oh, I don't know. You know, it could be life itself causes a pause moment, causes a moment of reflection, and there might be some spiritual awakening that happens along with that Hanged Man energy. Then we turn to the Movement of Wands. So we take the seedling and we put it into motion. So now the little beacon is surrounding the fox. So now what was in the mind takes the person, or excuse me, comes out of the mind and becomes something that someone acts upon, right? So basically take your idea and bring it into reality, right? And then the Heart of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. It could be making a significant connection with a person, because the 3 of Pentacles indicates partnership, working together, coming into common ground, like trying to have common ground with a person. So in some of your cases, this could be a reconciliation of a type, possibly with a Mother of Cups figure, or I keep saying Mother of Cups, but Queen of Cups, same difference. Mother of Cups, Heart of Cups, Queen of Cups, they're all the same. across different tarot decks. But it could be a reconnection with someone on an emotional level. So this could have been an estranged relationship between friends, family, lovers. It does not matter. And there could be some reconciliation here. But I think there's a new reality or a new idea that must be presented, must be sort of agreed upon. Again, common ground, something like that. So again, I'm like really stuck with like this person. They're traveling somewhere. They are, what do you call it? Reflecting about what life was before and what life is going to be once they arrive wherever they're going. Something like that, okay? Aquarius, that is your reading for mid-December. If you like this reading, please hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated in your life if it did. And of course, subscribe to the channel, friends, if you have not subscribed before. That would be super, super duper amazing. Aquarius, I'll be back soon with the January readings. Again, I think I'm going to do something on New Year's Eve, so check me out. Check the community tab and check me out on Instagram to keep updated on that. And if you did want to get at me for a personal reading, you can find that information in the description box, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.